Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Peace and power, elevation be to all of you beautiful people. It's your girl Tiffany coming through here live in effect. So today, I just want to make sure my hair is on point. So today I am going live on uh Women History Month. So I did miss yesterday because I wasn't really feeling it yesterday. So I'm gonna come back and do another live to make up for missing yesterday's one, which was what day was that? Which that was Friday. Okay. So I'm gonna make up for that. But anyways, so today, yeah, we're gonna continue on with women history. Okay, because March is women history, and we gotta acknowledge the women, especially the sisters. All right. So we got to give credit and give acknowledgement. Okay. But before I get started on the subject, for those of you that's on my Facebook page, right? That's on my Facebook on my friends list, I am unable to comment on the post. I'm unable to post anything at the moment because I'm blocked for a few days. Okay. So for anybody that's been commenting on the post, just know that I've been seeing y'all comments. I've been reading y'all comments, but I'm blocked. Okay. Because Facebook is on some bullshit. Right. Facebook is on some bullshit. You can't even say certain words on Facebook because they on that bullshit. So Facebook got me blocked. Yeah. Over the word coon. Like I put out the actual word coon. I'm like, okay, everybody getting iffy about it like it's a cuss word. It's not even a cuss word, but it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? I guess freedom of speech ain't freedom of speech anymore, right? But yeah, anyways, if you guys on my Facebook page, just know that I'm blocked. That's why I have not been posting. I have not been commenting. So with that being said, I will make sure I put up some posts on my YouTube community page so you guys can check out my posts on there. And shout out to my new subscribers on here. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. You know, I really appreciate that. I'm almost at the 600 mark. So thank you guys for subscribing. Also, what else I want to say? So for those of you guys who also tune in, so those who see that I use certain type of sources like a Wikipedia source, just know that I don't use just Wikipedia, okay? I use other sources to back up that Wikipedia information or try to find other sources to back. Yeah, the reason why I go to Wikipedia to get my source of information is because a lot of people like going on Wikipedia. And that's everybody's favorite go-to website. So since that's everybody's favorite go-to website, I just say, well, I can go ahead and just go on here and just show the information that's there. And then you could look at the reference at the bottom. That's why you always have to check for the reference at the bottom of the page. That's a good thing about Wikipedia. They show you the reference, okay? And then not only that, you also want to make sure you have other sources, backup sources like scholarly sources, articles, journals, or whatever, even books. Okay. So that's it. Let's go ahead and get on the subject. So when we talk about the importance of education, right? Education starts at home before you even step foot into the school system, whether it be pre-K, whether it be kindergarten, elementary, middle, high school, before you even get there, your education is at home. And the primary educators are the women. Your mother or your grandmother, but in particular, your mother is your primary teacher. Okay? Because she teach you the basics of things that you need to know. She teach you how to say your ABCs, your 1, 2, 3s, how to crawl and how to walk, how to wash your hands, how to say please and thank you, yes sir and yes ma'am, how to cook, how to clean, how to wash. Your mother teach you those things, okay? All right, so the woman is the primary educator. And something Elijah Muhammad said that was very valuable, a sister. He says, when you no nation rise higher than this woman. No nation rise higher than this woman. And there's an African proverb that goes like this. When you educate a man, you educate an individual. But when you educate a woman, you educate a community. That means that she carry on the lessons to her people. She gives birth to that foundation. So she's the primary teacher. And today I want to get into the subject about Lucy Craft Laney. Okay. So Lucy Craft Laney is an educator, or was an educator, from Macon, Georgia. All right. She was known to start her own school, which was called Haines Normal School and Institution out in Augusta, Georgia. Okay. So we're taking it down to the GA. All right. So let's go into the GA history, and let's go into the history about this magnificent Black woman and her passion and what was her reason to open up schools. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and I got some sources for you guys available. Give me a moment. All right. So right here is the biography, right? Lucy Craft Laney. So it says the founder and principal of the Haines Institute in Augusta for 50 years, okay, from 1883 to 1933. Lucy Craft Laney is Georgia's most famous female African American educator. She was born on April 13, 1854, one of 10 children to Louisa and David Laney during slavery. Her parents, however, were not enslaved. David Laney purchased his freedom about 20 years before Laney's birth. He purchased his wife freedom sometime after their marriage. Laney learned to read and write by the age of 4 and could translate difficult passage in Latin by the age of 12, including Julius Caesar commentaries on the Galactic War. She attended Lewis, later Ballard High School in Macon, which was sponsored by the American Missionary Association. So in 1869, Laney joined the first class at Atlanta University, later which became Clark Atlanta University, graduating from the normal department teachers training in 1873. Women were not allowed to take the classes course at Atlanta University at that time, a reality to which Laney reacted with blistering indignation. Okay, so that's a portrait of her. It says, after teaching in Macon, Savannah, and Milledgeville, and Augusta for 10 years, Miss Lucy, as she was generally known, began her own school in 1883 in the basement of Christ Presbyterian Church in Augusta. The school was chartered by the state 3 years later and named the Haines Normal and Industrial Institute. Originally, Laney intended to admit only girls, but several boys appeared and she could not turn them away. Laney began her lifelong appeal for funding her school by traveling to a meeting of the General Assembly of the Northern Presbyterian Church in Minneapolis in 1886. She addressed the assembly but received only her fare home. She did, however, obtain the confidence of a lifetime benefactor, Miss Francine E.H. Haines, for whom her school was named. By 1912, the Haines Institute employed 34 teachers, enrolled 900 students, and offered a fifth year of college preparatory high school in which Laney herself taught Latin. Haines graduates matriculated at Howard, Fisk, Yale, and other prestigious colleges where they reflected the confidence and pride that Laney and her staff had instilled in their students. Haines not only offered its students a holistic approach to education, but also served as a cultural center for the African American community. The school hosted orchestra concerts, lectured by nationally famous guests, and various social events. Laney also inaugurated the first kindergarten and created the first nursing training programs for African American women in Augusta. So, you see, this woman put in the work. Okay? Do you see what I mean when I say that the primary educator is the woman? She's the primary teacher. See, where would our community be without the black woman? And without the black man, but without the black woman. But I'm going to get into more commentaries later because I have a lot to say at the end. Okay. It goes on to say, in Augusta, Laney helped to found the local National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Chartered chapter in 1918, she was active in the Interracial Commission, the National Association of Colored Women, and the Niagara Movement. She also helped to integrate the community work of the YMCA and the YWCA. Her friends and students included Mary McLeod Bethune, Charlotte Hawkins Brown, Nanny Helen Baroff, and W.E.B. Du Bois, Joseph Simon Flipper, John Hope, Langston Hughes, Mary Jackson McCrory, the associate principal at Haines from 1896 to 1916, William Scarborough, Martha Schofield, Madam C.J. Walker, Richard R. Wright Sr., and Frank Yerby. Lane died October the 23rd, 1933. And it says Lucy Craft Laney, the Reverend Henry McNeil Turner, and the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. were the first African Americans to have their portraits hung in the Georgia state capitol. They were selected by Governor Jimmy Carter in 1974. Laney's portrait bears tribute to the mother of the children of the people, a woman who knew that God didn't use any different dirt to make me than the first lady of the land. She was inducted into the Georgia Women of Achievement in 1992. Right? So that's that information from the GeorgiaEncyclopedia.org. Okay? That's the information on her from their website. All right, so I want to show another website here. This one's called the Lucy Craft Laney Museum of Black History and Conference Center. Okay. So this is located out in Augusta. Excuse me. This is located out in Augusta, Georgia. Let's look it up. All right. So it says here it's closed for reservation. All right. But that's a statue of Lucy Laney. All right, again, that's the address down here. The Lucy Craft Laney Museum of Black History, 1116 Phillips Street, Augusta, Georgia, 30901. Okay. There we go. So the Delta House Incorporated, the Lucy Craft Laney Museum of Black History and Conference Center. And that's that information. All right. Okay, so I got some information that I want to share right here from Wikipedia. All right, so again, that's a portrait of her. So let's see what else they talking about here in Wikipedia. Okay, so here's the pictures. That's the picture of the school. These are the students. Let's see, that's the classroom. Okay. Now, these are the girls. They look like they learning how to sew. This is the sewing class. That's the kindergarten class. Cadets at the school. All right. All right, let's see what else I can find on this information right here. All right, so it says Laney opened that school with a few students in 1883. She served as the school's principal charter in 1886. It was expanded with a kindergarten and junior college, Lamar School of Nursing. By 1928, it had more than 800 students. The school also served as a community center. Photographs of the school were gathered by W.E.B. Du Bois and Thomas J. Calloway for American Negro exhibit at the Paris Exposition of 1900. Okay. So in 1928, negotiations were engaged to have Du Bois speak at the school. It was supported by the Presbyterian Board of National Mission. A.C. Griggs served as president of the school. Sewing, laundry, and printing taught in a building on the campus. An entity on the school appeared in James T. Halley's Afro-American Encyclopedia. All right. All right. So it says that she is buried at the corner of Laney Walker Boulevard, right? And Phyllis Streets, where she founded the Haines Normal School and Industrial Institute. Okay. So it says the site of Laney's burial was redeveloped for the Lucy Craft Laney Comprehensive High School, named in her honor. Her grave and memorial remain undisturbed. Okay. Okay, so now the Haines Institute is now called Lucy Craft Laney Comprehensive High School. So it was combined. Let's look at it. Okay, so the former name was Haines Normal and Industrial Institute. Okay, it was a public high school, but you know you had elementary and middle all combined. Okay, so they combined the A.R. Johnson and high school together by making it what it is today. So what was known as Haines High School is now known as Lucy Laney Comprehensive High School. All right. All right then. So that's pretty much that information. I just wanted to go into like extra details, but let's see what type of reference you can find at the bottom of the page. There's a lot of reference here at the bottom. You got the external links right here at the bottom as well, so you can, you know, go on here and find out more information that you want to learn, whatever. Okay. All right. Um, so I have other sources, but I won't really go into all those information. I'll just I can't even post anything on Facebook. That's that part sucks real bad. So what I'll do is I'll save for later. Okay. And then I'll just go back to the information, you know, just have a discussion about women and education, you know, make a subject out of that. So, all right. But where I left off, okay, I want to talk about why I made a statement that women are the primary educators. So it's very important that It's very well. I won't even get to that part. Let's talk about how sad it is that the disrespect of the black woman in our community. And you can call me whatever you want to, you can identify me, label as whatever you want to label me as. I don't give a shit. Okay. But the disrespect of black women is at an all-time high, and it's very disgusting. No, it's very disgusting because, I hear people preach about protecting black women, love black women, yada, yada, yada. But you don't give enough credit to a black woman. You know what I'm saying? You don't really acknowledge her presence. And these new dudes out here today, it's so ironic to me. You can call the black woman bitch and a hoe and call her all kind of names in the book. But these are the same women that gave birth to your ass. These are the same women that gave birth to your kids. I mean, and you know what? At the end, it goes back to how media, how society has portrayed us through social stigmas. So the social stigmas is what have brought major hindrance on us. These ever expose that. They're not gonna show that type of woman. You're not gonna ever see that. So at the end, I can't really get too mad at the brothers for acting like this because they've been brainwashed. So who am I more upset with? Society. Who am I more upset with? Media. Who I'm most upset with? The system. Because of how we've been portrayed stereotypically. You know what I'm saying? How we've been looked at as the Jezebels, as the hoes and the thighs and all this shit. So when you give a negative stereotype and put it out there into the world, project it on the image, on the screen, right? That's what people think. This is what people perceive into their minds. Like, oh, that's what they are. So now you got to deal with that backlash. It hurts. I'm going to be honest with you. It hurts on the inside to like, by me being a part of a group of women, right? Now, individually, I don't do these things, or I am not those individuals, but I belong to the group that deals with this most stigmatism when it comes to portrayal, when it comes to image, when it comes to everything. I belong to those group of women. I belong to the group of those women that are oppressed, not only because they're race, but because they gender. I belong to that group. So I have the right to speak on it. So you got all this stereotype how black women are uneducated, how black women are just ratchet and ghetto. Man, come on. But you don't see the bigger picture because you stuck on the stereotype. You stuck on this stigma. You ain't seeing the bigger picture. You ain't going above and beyond. Like, well, let's see what other. Let's kind of weave out the way. Let's see what type of women that pass that level. What type of women that are doing more productive things. What type of women that you can really benefit from. Nah, you know what I'm saying? It's just you focus on the distraction, the bullshit, the nonsense. Like, man, come on. I know y'all saying, well, she not even using correct English. Shit, I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to use no correct English because I'm just, I'm trying to express myself, but but at the same time, I'm a little frustrated behind all this, man. It's like then you got the constant gender wars going on. Like if I see another gender war, I'm calling somebody out. I'm gonna end up calling somebody out because it's stupid. What the fuck? What point you trying to get across? What point you trying to get across, man, with the gender wars and all this bullshit, man? Y'all niggas ain't getting nowhere. But, at the end, it's like, regardless of what we go through, we still gotta do better. You know what I mean? We still got to progress. We got to be able to learn how to just get out of our shell and just try to make some type of progress. So this is one of the reasons why I do what I do, to show there's more about us than what has been told to us or what has been said. You know what I mean? There's a lot more. So, and I'm glad that there is a Woman History Month. I am glad, because this really gives me a great opportunity to put out more information about Black women. This really does. It gives me that opportunity. So when I first found out about Women History Month, this was back when I was in college. I was intrigued. I was just happy. I was like, what? I was like, boom. You know what I'm saying? So ever since then, it became fascinating. By me as a Black woman, why would I not want to be influenced by what other Black women have done or what other Black women have contributed? Why would I not want to be influenced by that? Why? You know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to show it on TV. They're not going to teach it to you. Even these Black networks that we watch, they're not going to talk about this kind of stuff. You know, because they're too busy trying to appeal to the mainstream. They're trying to appeal to the white audience and other groups out there. That's what they're trying to appeal to. They're trying to make other groups feel comfortable instead of just allowing our narrative and our story to be told. But you know what? That's all I have to say. I just wanted to speak on that. I just want to put that out there. We have to be more productive. We have to really come out of our state that we're in, and we have to it's gonna take a long time. It's the process is a long time for us, because our generation, well, the generations and the generations before us have dealt with so much trauma that it's going to take a lot of healing process to get through all of this. You know what I'm saying? So that part I really understand, but we have to make the attempt to do better. We have to slowly take baby steps into progressing collectively. That's what we have to do. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to those who are constantly teaching, constantly taking a dedication and time to educate and show information to people. Because this is time consuming right here. All right? It's very time consuming. So excuse my condensed pronunciation. Excuse me. Excuse my condensed pronunciation, but at the same time, I don't care. I don't care too much for proper English, to be honest with you. I really don't. But anyways, that's all my little rant. Yeah, just, when you see the women in your family, acknowledge them. Okay? They not perfect. All right? They not perfect. They doing what they can now. For the ones that ain't doing shit, that wasn't there, then that's a different story. You can't, those certain people just don't deserve acknowledgement. Certain people don't deserve the credit because they ain't put in the work. But for the ones that's trying to put in the work and try to be productive and try to take care of their family, doing what they can, doing the best they can, give them the credit. Give them that respect. Give them that respect they deserve. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, at the end of the day, it's the woman that's your primary educator. It's your woman that's your primary teacher. It's the woman that's the primary provider for the family or for the children at that. It's the woman that's the primary protector for the kids. And we just gotta be technical about that. So she's the one that's really running things. She's the one that's really running stuff. Okay. But there got to be some cohesiveness between black men and women. Black men and women gotta learn how to balance and work with each other. But at the end of the day, you still got a lot of matriarch that's running stuff as far as community gatherings concerned. The men just pretty much protecting that environment, protecting that territory. That's what they pretty much doing. But it's most of the times the women that's organizing, that's putting up community events, that's doing parties and things like that. It's the women that's mainly doing stuff like this. It's the women that mainly bringing people together under one umbrella, bringing the family together, having family gatherings. It's the women that's really doing this. You know what I'm saying? It's really the women. Okay? So let's appreciate that. Let's acknowledge those women. Let's acknowledge those women, real talk. All right. I'll come back on here and I'll come with another topic. So please be safe and be careful out there. And until next time, later on, peace and power and elevation. This your girl Tiffany, and I'm logging off. Deuces. All right. Thank you.